Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bitch Bible podcast. I have such a pep in my step. I have been plagued for the last week and a half, okay, like an ailing Victorian ghost, okay, like in a nightgown with the plague, Margot Robbie in Wuthering Heights, fighting for my fucking life, okay? I don't know what I had, but when I tell you, I was like crawling around my house. There was a point in time on Friday, I laid down on the sofa and I stared up at the ceiling for 2 hours and I had the worst sinus pressure that I couldn't even watch the television. Andrew was in Nashville all last week. And when I tell you that I would close my eyes at night and the only way that I would have a restful sleep is if I fantasized about killing him with my bare hands while I was just secreting nasal fluids like out of every orifice, tending to the child by myself on the brink of death. I am not someone that ever gets sick, okay? I have the immune system of a fucking robot. Like nothing can take me down. There is a part of me that's like, did I have COVID? How embarrassing. Who gets COVID anymore? But so ill. And now I'm really on the other side. I mean, the phlegm lives inside of me and will for months and months because I don't know how to, I mean, I should. I'm Jewish. Like, I feel like we're supposed to know how to digest just like sinus fluids, like we're constantly, Gloria with her tissue, like it's in my blood. I don't know how to rid myself of phlegm. It just becomes part of me and my soul and my spirit, and we just like move on as one. But anyways, I'm feeling so much better and we have so many things to discuss. And I love when I have like a banked guest episode because then I have a little more time to kind of recalibrate and fill up the tank with things that I want to talk to you about. And there's just so much, you know? So much. So first things first, I have never gotten more DMs in my life and text messages from like cousins, friends, everything being like, are you beefing with the podcast girlies? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I guess like last week, the girls on the toast who I adore. I think they do such a fucking great job to do a daily show and deliver at that cadence, like pumping for that many years. Like you will never hear me disparage a podcaster with cadence and consistency. You'll never fucking hear it. When I hate someone, I will let you fucking know. And I feel like for years, there's been this fabricated beef. The sandwich is full. There's no fucking beef. We are all about naming the puppy. And I listened to the episode because basically everyone is so obsessed with this Alix Cooper, Alix Earle, Team Alix, whoever, you know, whatever. And they were basically like, where are Alix Cooper's friends? Like, where are her public LA girls? Why haven't they said anything? Now, I do think that Morgan and I discussed it on last week's episode. We kind of debriefed objectively, outsider looking in, not revealing any type of insider information, partially because I don't have any. I don't want to have any. It is a narrative that does not concern me. I do not want to be a soundbite in page 6. I am not seeking relevance in that way. I don't want to be included. I have nothing to do with this, but I can appreciate, let me tell you something about me, okay? And I'm going to make this whole situation about me. This is flawless. This is cinema. Take some fucking notes, everybody, okay? I respect the game and the nature of naming the puppy. I don't like passive aggressive shit. I like a blank, direct statement. And it's a valid question. You know, parasocial relationships are awkward. Okay, they're awkward to navigate. I adore Alix Cooper. She has been nothing but absolutely lovely to me. I root for her. I'm proud of her and all of her successes. Like truly no bullshit. You know that I root for an overdog, okay? So I'm not going to make any type of grandiose statement or speak on someone else's behalf that has a fucking microphone. That's disgusting. So for me to like be like, well, I know, and try to intercede in something that like, that's just not my fucking style. Okay. Pass the Gouda to somebody else. I'm not a fucking rat and I don't know what's going on. I will tell you this though. Okay. I'm going to make this about me. Just take it all in. Buckle up, Buttercup. I don't know the intricacies of the feud. I don't know what happened, really. I don't know if there were certain situations that I'm not privy to. What I see as a business transaction that went wrong, okay? Here's what I think happened with no intel. And we've beat this to filth, and then I'm never fucking talking about it again. Alix Cooper develops a network, okay? She needs some big ticket talent to get some big ticket investments, okay? She brings on Earle, who at the time is already popping off the pages, okay? She's got a TikTok following. She has a massive career. Cooper brings Earle in as kind of the top tier talent, is able to leverage Earle's name under the umbrella to secure a big investment, some equity through SiriusXM, okay? She gets that big fat fucking check. That's business, okay? Now, to be fair, you know, people are reading the numbers and they're saying Earle, $1.2 million for a podcast. Now, this is gross to say because as someone who is in the industry, knows about numbers, knows about ads, knows what deals, for someone of Earle's stature, $1.2 million for a podcast is not a crazy deal. Okay, that's not like making tons of money. That's like a successful podcast. But with Earle's earning potential outside of a podcast, maybe those numbers don't make sense. But at the same time, TikTok listeners, that's a very different platform. TikTok is short form audio to a very, very different audience. SiriusXM is naturally, they skew a little bit older. It's long form audio. I could give you 7 million examples of TikTokers who have tried to kind of go into the podcast world and it doesn't fucking work. It doesn't translate mediums. Okay. Tale as old as time. So regardless, Earle probably signs this deal, finds out that Cooper has now leveraged a very massive investment, a very massive deal with SiriusXM, and is probably crunching numbers thinking, maybe I deserve more. Maybe I deserve more of a chunk of that. She got that because I joined her network. This is what we can't do as women. And I've learned this the hard way many, many times. And hindsight is 2020. I'm going to make this about me for a second. We're going to flop here. So just join me. I have been in similar situations where I felt entitled to more money based on a network's overall investments, equity, acquisitions, this, that, the other thing. Now, I didn't have any family in entertainment. There's a lot of things that I didn't know. And to fault someone that knows better, that plays the game better, that makes more strategic business moves, it is show business, not show friends. And I've learned this in many situations. And, you know, I definitely had a situation where I felt that I was being undervalued. And I had a lot of people in my ear saying, this is what you're worth. They'll give you this. And, you know, at the beginning of my podcasting career, I didn't know to ask for equity. I didn't know to ask for shares in the company. I didn't know I could ask for those things. So to then burn a bridge because I didn't know better and I didn't play the game as good as other people is pussy ass shit. You know, if you want to play with the big dogs in the big dog park, you got to get a collar and you got to slobber. Okay. And I have learned that now. So from the vantage point that I stand now, I don't fault anyone but myself for not being quicker, smarter, more equipped and thinking longer term. You know, it's very easy to get people in your ear telling you what you deserve. And then you're operating from a place of entitlement, which never fucking works. I'm not saying this for Earle. I'm just kind of going through the headspace of Earle saying, I'm only making this much. You're making this much. I'm the one that's, you know, I'm your biggest talent on your roster thus far. And that creating a power dynamic and a financial tension and animosity between friends, business not partners, but colleagues cosplaying as friends. It never fucking works, okay? It never fucking works. And the second that you start shifting and taking full accountability for your participation, when you sign a deal, that's it. The ink is dried and you are fully, this is a life lesson. You are then responsible for your decisions. If you did not know better or play the game better, then that is on you. And is it nice? No. But if you want to play with the big dogs in the big dog park, you get your harness on and bark. Woof, woof. Okay. That is my perspective. And I now really look back at certain situations that I was in, and I have respect for the people that played it better than me. I do. You cannot operate your vessel from a place of, I deserve this. Why didn't I do this? You should, nobody owes you shit. Nobody owes anybody shit, especially when there is a contract involved. And no matter how close you think you are, friends, this, that, the other thing, it is business. People have, mouths to feed, bills to pay, and everything else goes out the window. And once you start operating like that, it's annoying, it's sharky, and women get the short end of the stick of it all the time. Then they become cunts and bitches and power hungry and money hungry. I hate to make it like a gender thing, but that is the truth. So that's kind of just my perspective. Learn, take this as a note, learn, and just pivot accordingly. The next go around, next transaction, next contract, next deal, think bigger, harder, and a little bit more surgically. And at the end of the day, when the ink dries, it's on you. I've learned this so many times in so many different ways. And it is a gift. It's a gift to learn. It's a gift to have those experiences, honestly, where you didn't play it right. You didn't play your hand right. You didn't think, and you didn't know, and you get to go back to the drawing board. And what a gift to even have the opportunity to renegotiate or go. It's a learning curve. So, as an old stupid bitch, that's my morsel of wisdom. That is how I took a public feud that I had nothing to do with, inserted myself, spun it around, and taught you all a lesson. Boop. Not to break the fourth wall, but I've had to pause and delete 16 times because I feel like that's just going to get sliced and diced like a teppanyaki chef into something that it wasn't meant to be. That was nothing really to do about Alix and Alix. That was just everything to do about me. So take that in. Stars are born. I look really cute this week. I feel significantly cuter than I have in many other weeks. I can't figure out the hair. Last week, full mullet. The flyaways, I can't even tell you. I don't have the anchoring of the extensions to give me, to pull it down. So it is a little mullet-y. So I'm just doing slick back moving forward, and it's really all I have. But I will tell you, me and Max, we've been having a lot of conversations lately, deep conversations. There's something with the moon and the Gemini and the Leos. I don't know. It's benefiting our star signs. And we were saying yesterday that despite everything, trauma, fluctuation, people on the internet telling me I'm ugly, which is I talk about this with Andrew all the time. I'm it doesn't bug me. I'm okay, you're wrong. You should see me in person. I'm so much cuter than you think. I promise, so much cuter. But none of that really phases me because I'm so, my self-esteem really does come from my equipment, my internal equipment, and how I'm able to navigate, process. My engine, my human engine is so fucking rock solid and durable. And I think about this with my son all the time. The only gift I want to give him, the only thing I want to instill in him is I'm like Viola Davis from the fucking Help, okay? You is kind, you is smart, you is important. The way that I want to water him for these first few years so that he has the internal equipment to just be secure. Like if I can give him one thing, I want him to love himself because then everything else will be okay. Like I just want him not in a gross way, but like in a silent knowing that you've got, like you have such great equipment to navigate life with. It's the only fucking thing I care about. So every night I am looking this fucker dead in his eyes and I'm like, some of this isn't even true, but I tell him every day. I'm like, you are the most spectacular, unique, gorgeous, genius, loving, special, dynamic, charismatic, talented, wondrous being gracing the planet. And it doesn't matter what anybody else says. Look me dead in my eyes. You are spectacular. Spectacular. And then once he becomes like a teenager, then I'm going to bring him right back down to earth and be like, you are not better than anyone. You are a microbe on the planet. So I got to build him up for the first few years, get that hardwired, like neurological self-love, like love him up, gas him up, gas him up, gas him up, and then bring him back down to earth and let him know that he's no better than anyone. It's going to be an interesting dance, but that is my one like parenting intuition. That's all I want to do is make him feel like the most incredible human in the planet, but also no better than anyone. You know what I mean? Which is like very contradictory, but I'm working it out. Is Clyde a bully at school? Something I didn't want to share because it's, como se dice, too real. Not now. Where does he get that? It's not that he's a bully. It's just that he's pushing people and he thinks it's funny. And he's like a frat boy. He's like a 2.5-year-old, like Sigma Kappa new. I don't know. Didn't go to college, but he has frat boy energy and he just wants to fucking go. He just wants to go. And sometimes it's not because he's frustrated. It's not because he's excited. I think he likes the attention because he always is holding eye contact. Anytime he does it, he wants an audience. And what he's been doing, and it's starting to taper off, which is the only reason I'm sharing it. It was like a big conversation in our house. We do not push, we do not hit. We do not push, we do not hit. And then it started becoming like too prevalent in the home. So I'd be like, Clyde, are we going to do gentle hands at school? And he goes, no, I'm going to push everyone. I said, we do not push. Boys that push don't get to go to the bookstore and don't get to go to ice cream. And I said, mommy says no. He goes, Clyde says yes. He'll hold eye contact with me. I took him to the park the other day. He goes, mommy, wash. And he runs up to a small child, shoves him to the ground, and then claps for himself and says, now I go timeout. Sits on a bench and just sits there and puts himself in timeout. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I said, Clyde, we're going home. So I immediately remove him from the situation. I bring him home. I say, no more park. And he goes, okay, I go timeout now. Close the door, mommy. Puts himself in timeout, tells me to close the door. Now he's once again taking control of the entire situation. Bring him to school. And the next day he pushes 3 children. And the teacher tells me the same thing. She's like, he looks me dead in my eye, smiles, and then pushes a child and says, I'll go do quiet time. Like, I don't know if this is a bit or if he has abandonment issues because Andrew's been working so much, or he just like is seeking attention, which is crazy because there is no child roaming the planet that gets more attention than this kid. He is like a dehydrated cactus that there's not enough water. He's so desperate for attention. And it's been such an eye-opening experience because I'm like, I think I was the same exact way. And like, how annoying, like so obnoxious, so annoying. So I've now shifted my parenting style where we don't say hitting, we don't say pushing. I'm giving it no life, no breath. We don't talk about it. It doesn't exist. And actually it's kind of been working. And I thought, oh, is that terrible? Because like, we're not acknowledging the problem, hoping it'll go away. But then he just like kind of stopped. So we just like focus on like gentle hands. Like we keep our hands to ourselves, like, you know, be nice. And it's just been a clusterfuck. So my son's a bully and yeah, it's hereditary. Wait, can I say something so honest? I am so nervous about the Devil Wears Prada sequel. Did we need it? I'm not sure. Based on the trailer, I'm seeing nothing. And if they have waited this many years with this level of a press tour, with this roster of talent, only to shit the bed and sully a perfect film, okay, I am going to be so fucking pissed. I'm going to be so fucking pissed about it because once again, it is an abuse of consumerism. It is taking something that is dear to us, okay? Something that is a morsel of nostalgia and cinema and taking a big fat defecation on something perfect. And that I will not stand for. I'd like to look Meryl Streep in the eyes and say, Mare Bear extraordinaire, I hope you did not fuck us because you can't do that to the people. Chameleon. Okay, God bless her. Inshallah, I can't. Anne Hathaway is a perfect celebrity, okay? Because she thinks she's in on the joke. Nobody's ever been less in on the joke than Anne Hathaway. And if she saw this, she'd be like, she would have the gayest of laughs, but she does not even have the cerebral capacity to digest what's actually going on. You know what I mean? Like, she's not metabolizing the information and the jokes and the self-awareness. She is perfect. She's perfect. We will not touch her, okay? We need to put her in a hyperbaric chamber because she's a one of one. Okay, her on the Drew Barrymore show, Google it. It's unbelievable. Okay. I don't even know how to describe it. It's not faux quirk. It's not faux relatable. It's actressy, but in a whole different way. It's not even like, you see an actor and they're a little thespian like, or they're guarded, or they're this, or they're that. No. This is someone, it's like she's Katy Perry is to the music industry what Anne Hathaway is to the movie industry, but in a different font. I mean, Katy Perry, like, this is the thought of going to space with Katy Perry, like, still haunts me in my dreams. Can you fucking imagine? Katy Perry is a whole different animal. Actually, I can't even compare the two. That was disrespectful to Anne Hathaway, but she is, God, is she perfect. And if they fuck this for us, I will not forgive any of them. I will not forgive them. Did I see the drama last week while I was plagued? Yes, I did. I think I loved it. Did I love it? I enjoyed myself very much so. I thought it was different. It was interesting. Is it LOL? Is it a lollipopter? No. It's dark. It's twisted. It makes you think. But I enjoyed it. Yeah. I enjoyed it. And I was the only person in the fucking movie theater and I was pissed about it. There is a vacant theater, just a hop, skip, and a jump from my house. That is a small independent theater that I saw so many movies growing up. And it has been vacant for 4 years. And I was talking to some friends about it. And I'm going to call tomorrow and I'm going to see if it's available because I feel a spiritual calling to rehabilitate it and bring it back to life. I don't know why. I'm just, now that the moon is in Gemini, I don't even know. Is it in Gemini? Is it in Pisces? Is it in Libra? I don't know. Apparently it's like beneficial for Leos. Allegedly Leos and a bunch of other signs have been in a 7-year slump. I've been having a great time. So if it's getting better, I mean, the world is my oyster. Let's open a theater. Can you imagine going to a small, gorgeously curated, spectacular movie theater? Not like a normal movie theater. Like, we're talking like a European movie theater. Google Electric Cinema. in Notting Hill in London. We are talking like gorgeous velvet banquet seating with individual little cocktail tables. You're sipping a martini out of a crystal, like vintage glass with perfect garnishes, artisanal candies, like popcorn, like just bare bones, like beautiful snacks, beautiful cocktails. Imagine being able to go watch a Real Housewives reunion, Eastern feed, 5 or 6 p.m. in a movie theater with like-minded creatures having martinis and like popcorn and a frozen Junior Mint. Get the fuck out of here. This is what builds a neighborhood. This is a community, okay? And I'm going to call tomorrow. You know what I think a lot about? Artichoke hearts. I feel like we're not exploring options with artichoke hearts. Another thing, how is it taking me 26 minutes to even discuss this? Everybody, are you sitting down? Close your eyes and grab your labias. Guess who followed me on Instagram a week and a half ago? Maria Mena. If you are a Bitch Bible long-term listener, you know the lore of Maria Mena, okay? It is the off-brand karaoke song you never know you needed. I was spinning around with my hands above my head trying to look down, but you fell hard on the ground. And I stumbled around for a good 10 minutes and I said I never saw somebody act so dumb before. Still know how to turn me on, though. You are the only one who... I love doing this podcast. Okay, do you remember? It's called Is It the Only One? I should probably do a little bit of research before I start name dropping. God, I'm such a star fucker. Maria Mena follows me on Instagram. It's so funny. I literally said to Andrew, I can't breathe. Oh my God. I literally said to Andrew, I was like, oh my God. He was like, I can't breathe. I cry. I'm like, oh my God, Andrew. He runs into the living room. He's like, is everything okay? I'm like, guess who followed me on Instagram? He's like, who? I'm like, Maria Mena. And he's like, is that the girl that was on Howard Stern? I'm like, no, that's Maria Menounos. Maria Mena. He's like, did you go to school with her? I'm like, no, Maria Mena. Are you the only one who drives me kicking and screaming through fast dreams? I'm like, the one-hit wondered lispy lesbian lullaby. By the way, I love that I make every one-hit wonder song to me is like a torrid lesbian lullaby. It's definitely not. And then I proceeded to perform it for him. And he was like, I've never heard that song. And then I was like, what the fuck, Andrew? She's got a pink beanie. She's falling through space. She's singing with her little lisp, giving the people what they want. A bop, okay? A spoken word. Is she singing? Is it poetic? We don't know. We don't care. My intel of things that, my deep understanding and knowledge of things that do not serve me or anyone else baffle me, and they keep me up at night. And I think about how much hard drive space is taken up by things that are just not helpful to society. But I would argue Maria Mena is a huge get for me. So shout out to Maria Mena. Another thing that happened this week that I was hesitant to share, but I feel like sharing is caring. So I was leaving Bristol Farms and there was this man playing the trumpet, okay, as I was at the red light getting ready to exit the little strip mall. And he was playing trumpet and he was just so invigorating the overall vibe of the strip mall and just the nature of my day. And I thought, what a beautiful thing to participate, to contribute to society by playing beautiful music while people are at a red light. And I never have cash on me, but I had gotten some cash out earlier that day and I had $20. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to pay it forward, Haley Joel Osment. And I rolled my window down and I handed him $20. And he looked very, very confused. And I was like, I thought I was doing a good deed. By the way, there were so many cars behind me. I'm like, hello, thank you. And I did run into someone at the Bristol Farms. I'm like, God willing, they're in that fucking line. We're at that red light and they see me, just a humanitarian patron of the arts, like handing over money, to an old geriatric man fiddling his trombone or trumpet or whatever it was. So I roll my window down. I give him $20. He looks down at the bill and he looks at me and he's like, oh, that's okay. And I'm like, no, like, thank you so much. Like, this is so lovely. And he goes, I'm not homeless. And I said, I was so taken back. And this is giving white savior, by the way, which we do not love. Not good for the brand. But I literally was just like, no, like, I just wanted to thank you for like making this red light so much more enjoyable. Like, you took time out of your day to be here and play music. And like, I just appreciate you. And he was like, that's okay. And I was like, no. And I'm standing there with the bill and I'm like, bitch, take the money. Take it. Like, you don't have to finger bang me before it turns green. You don't have to give me these sexual favors. This is not a transaction. I'm like, I just wanted, it was so awkward. I felt so stupid. And I was like, did I just misread the situation? Like, am I being weird or is he being weird? I don't know. If anyone handed me a 20, I would take it and say, thank you, and keep it fucking moving. So I don't know, that bad business move. I was like, please take it. Like, I just really appreciate it. And then, you know what I said? This is the worst. And then I tried to like backpedal and I was like, no, I know. I just think I really appreciate what you're doing. And I said, my husband's a musician and like anyone that would take time out of their day to play for, a bunch of stupid people at a red light, like, thank you. And he was like, okay. That's what he said. Not a thank you. He goes, okay, with a shrug, shoved it in his pocket. And it was like an eye roll. And I said, God forbid I try to do a good thing, a good deed publicly, okay, at a very busy intersection before I get my windows tinted. The audacity. Nicole Kidman says that she wants to be a death doula. Okay. Oh, man. Oh, she got a text. Read it. Oh, I actually can't read this one. It's a good one, too. Can't read it. It's Maria Mena. It's one of my famous friends. Maria Mena. Ever heard of her? Nicole Kidman wants to be a death doula. Why? That's someone that probably hasn't experienced a lot of grief in her life. Oh, no, she did. Now I'm being insensitive. Didn't really read the whole article. Think that maybe her mom died, Taylor's oldest time, and transitioning her mother into her next chapter inspired her to do the same for others. How amazing would it be if that wasn't true at all? By the way, I'm just like reading in between the lines, getting creative. I think that's what happened. You're never going to find this level of journalism anywhere else. Just FYI. Okay, Nicole Kidman, I think you should maybe just stick to acting. Like, call me crazy. I don't know that you're going to love like guiding a family into their afterlife. But like, if that sounds like fun to you, okay. I think you should open a wig shop personally, because those wigs are top tier. I love Nicole Kidman. She doesn't seem weird to me. Not really, like in the perfect type of a way, but not super weird. I mean, yes, granted, her wanting to be a death doula is absolutely bizarre. She should move into my house. Where were you 8 years ago, honey? Anyways, yeah, so that's fun. Stagecoach was this weekend. Sydney Sweeney and her big tits were in her corset. She was doing her honky tonk. She was singing karaoke. What would I do if I ran into Sydney Sweeney? I don't know what the fuck I would do. I mean, I'd say nothing. I'd do nothing. I'd be like, where's your chocolate chip cookies? Got any gummy bears? There has to be something that exists on the internet of like a Sydney Sweeney, like what's in my bag. If I was ever on the brink mentally of just like not like 5150 vibes, which everyone does think I'm on the verge because I've announced that I'm going on the Heather McMahon cruise. And also did like some form of a carousel a couple days ago, which does feel like a cry for help. But here's the thing. Sometimes a gal needs to like break up the feed. And I've been really like not super participatory on Instagram recently because I just find everyone to be so embarrassing. What's the song that everyone's doing? It's I Think I Love This Little Life 2.0. Now I'm back to loving life again. Like, I can't. If I hear that audio one more time, I am going to, what am I going to do? I'm not going to take a bath with a toaster oven. Feels like too much pretense. I think I'm going to take like an electric prod and just shove it up my asshole and then like go swimming. I don't know. I can't. Now I'm back to loving life again. And it's just sunsets and corn on the cob and stagecoach. And it's like, okay, you know who I'm obsessed with? Oh, I shouldn't say this. You know who I'm obsessed with? Okay, I got to get this right. Is it We Wore What? Okay, I got it. God, I am just, it's not popping off the pages. Is it We Wore What? Is her name Danielle? Danielle something? Great follow. Okay. She has this elaborate wedding. Okay. Planned. She's engaged. She has an engagement party like at Versailles. Okay. She sends a mood board out to her guests. I can't even get started on like the mood board guest thing because it's unbelievable. Like a color palette and inspo, but that's not enough. Not only is it a mood board for this wedding that ended up never being, okay, we are getting butt fucked with live, laugh, love, romance, sunset, horses, white dresses, mood boards, curation, engagement parties at Versailles. We're getting hit with a mood board for all the guests, but not just a mood board with shoppable affiliate links. Like, would take a bullet for her. Like, thank you for this gift. And then all of a sudden, she's moving into her dream home. There's archways, there's herringbone floors, like floating marble, Calicut, all the things, okay? Sourcing Parisian chairs with the love of her life, like fairy tale ending carriages, like gauzy shades, whatever. Then we get hit with a very small white text, like, we've decided to not go forward with the wedding. It's like, you literally had the engagement party at Versailles. Okay. It was like the royal wedding. You changed 14 times. There was 700 photo shoots and now we're casually not getting married. Okay. Not a huge conversation about what happened there. We're just moving forward. Now we're back to love and laugh again. Like, it is just the quickest of pivots. It is a highlights reel. It's perfect. I wish I had that chip. I do. I wish if like, I am so willing to air out every nook and cranny of every, like, anything that's going on in my life. Like, I will tell you, I will tell everybody. We have no secrets. It's toxic. It's not great. Thank God I have a great marriage, because if I didn't, you and everybody else with a pulse would know about it. I'm ill-equipped to misrepresent or fabric. Like, I don't know how to do that. I do the opposite, which is terrible. But Ella Langley, I'm back to loving life again. Like, okay, all right. Summertime is around the corner. Buck up, buttercup. What was I talking about? Sydney Sweeney. Oh my God, we just really went on a journey there. I'm sorry. What's going on? Oh my Lord. Sydney Sweeney was at Stagecoach. Oh my God, was there like a wind? See, I'm getting excited. I'm so evil. Sometimes when I hear things that are like terrible, I get so excited. When I think about like everyone in their like cosplaying like rodeo cowgirls with their big tits, like, and there being like a torrential windstorm, like a dangerous windstorm at Coachella. Does that make me laugh a little bit? Yeah, I think it's pretty funny. So yeah, I love a what's in their bag. Like, the thought of a Sydney Sweeney, what's in her bag? Like, there's got to be some type of a Vogue video that exists of her, like, in her Miu Miu bag being like, I always, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. Like, I always have snacks. Like, I get so hungry and I, like, need a sweet little treat. So, like, I'm always, oh my God, I have, like, 3 cookies in here and, like, gummy bears. I'm like, oh my God. Lip gloss, obviously. Headphones. Like, I love, like, sometimes I love just like walking, listening to music, like vibing out, but they're not AirPods. They're always like big, bulky headphones because that's sexy. It's artisanal. We wear big fucking headphones and I always have snacks and like gum, like organic gum. Like, I love it so much. Like, if I did a what's in my bag, it's like free floating credit cards, like gum stuck to the interior, like a rogue Zofran, because I never leave the house without a Zofran, which is so funny because I've never had food poisoning, but I live in fear of it. So like to know that I can like clog it up, or if I'm like hungover or something, like it's just nice to have. It's just nice to have some like random crushed up pill, like an Advil, like a candy coated Advil. I don't know, like goldfish for Clyde. Just like rogue, like nothing, like absolutely nothing. Snacks. Oh my God, I like get so hungry. Like little almonds. We got to find that. Another thing that I forgot to talk about. Oh my God, my favorite book when I was in middle school was this book called Stranger with My Face. It really fucked me up for a while. Okay. There was also The Girl on the Milk Carton. Like I was obsessed with this kind of trilogy, this author that like wrote creepy stories. Okay. Creepy prepubescent stories. And I go on TikTok a couple weeks ago and I see this account that is Jackie Schimmel, which I did not know was available, quite frankly. And it's all these regurgitated clips from only 2 episodes of Bitch Bible, one with like a probiotic specialist and the other one with Kyle Richards from like 2 years ago. And honestly, I want to find her. I want to thank her. I don't know who's doing this. It is Stranger with My Face 2.0. So whoever is running this account, it's not me. The bio is, "Hey everyone," with an exclamation mark, which is so hilarious. What a jovial spirit. And just a regurgitation of these 2 episodes, multiple clips with like the worst captions ever. And honestly, like, stop. Why is my phone? Stop. For fuck's sake. Oh my God, I've got a wayward tree in the back. We've upped the security system, and every time the wind blows, my phone zaps me. Jesus fucking Christ. What was I saying? Stranger with My Face. So I'm getting hit with all of these TikToks of me looking gorgeous in pale yellow, like talking to Kyle Richards 2 years ago and be like, "What do you think? Is separation hard?" Like just like the randomest shit. And I just wonder, like, what is the initiative? I'm throwing my phone. Don't care. What is the initiative? Like, what is this person getting out of it? And it's so embarrassing because God forbid someone looks it up and thinks that's me. I would never. I could never. The cinematography, the fonts. Oy. I'll never. You know why we can't trust Blake Lively, by the way? Her font selection is insane. You can tell everything about a person when they go on Instagram stories and their font selection. I think the only one that is acceptable is like kind of the Times New Roman, or I think it's literature, like the kind of italic, clean. Is it Condensia? Is it Helvetica? We don't know, but it's like, or Dido. I love a Dido. Or a Garamond. It's Garamond. It's an italic Garamond. Like something that's just like clean and sexy. But her choice, it's not Comic Sans, but it's Comic Sans adjacent. It's very infantilized and I don't know. I think it's just like lacking conviction and knowing of thyself. It feels misinformed. And it feels like trying to project like kind of like a fun-loving gal through a fun-loving text. Feels like Lisa Frank and butterfly clips. And I don't like it. So sit with it.
Bitch Bible.
Say, sup? Hi, bitches.
Hi, bitches.
See you later. Can you go play?
Yeah.
Okay, bye-bye. Say bye, sluts.
No, bye, sluts.
Thank you. Just a working mother carrying the weight of the world on her gaunt shoulders yet again. That was my son with just like a little brief intermission because I'm a working mama bear. I'm going to the farm today, 5150. That's really the theme of this episode. Jackie, you good girl? No, not really. I'm taking my son to the farm because he's been asking to go. He wants to see the goats. And despite the fact that they do have, what is it called? Like a bird atrium, which is, I mean, give me a gun and a martini and let her rip. It's a little triggering for me, but I am going to try to rally. I've taken him there twice. The last time there was like a bit of a bird infestation, but I think it was because it was Halloween and there were so many pumpkins. And I don't know if birds like pumpkins, but it seemed that way. And we're back. Here's another reason why you should worry about me besides being so fucking skinny. Can I just say something, by the way? Once again, the Bitch Bible listeners are the elite group of listeners because the amount of comments I got, like I hit you with the carousel, obviously, which is dark, but my jawline is just really coming back to life. I've been doing the red lights. I've been doing the gua sha. The filler dissipated. So I'm trying to like really work on old school techniques to kind of like let her shine. And the amount of toxic comments, and by toxic, I mean supportive, of people being like, wow, I'm so worried about you. You're so skinny. We can barely see you. Worried for your health. Like the amount of like comments. I had a family member the other day that was like, what is that? And I'm like, that's community, honey. Okay, that's called women supporting women. So I would just like to thank everyone for the public concern, which obviously is not true, but like really makes me feel good and gives me such joy. So thank you so much for that. Speaking of women supporting women, I feel like I want to circle back to the Alix versus Alix thing because I feel like I didn't like fully dissect that. Alix Earle, I support Alix Earle in all of her ventures. I support Alex Cooper in all of her ventures. I do not know Alix Earle. I know Alex Cooper. Alex Cooper has always been nothing but absolutely lovely to me. To misrepresent like closeness, I think especially to align yourself with something that feels relevant is disgusting. And it's also awkward to say on a microphone, like, we're friends, but we're not super close. Like that feels shady in a way that it's not shady at all for no fucking reason. Listen, I'm born and raised in LA. I have a ton of friends that I've had my entire fucking life. I don't have that many industry friends. It is for, and actually that might be a little bit of a lie, but we're done talking about this. I'm personally done talking about this. And then I was just like replaying it in my brain. I'm like, am I going to get in trouble? No, Jackie Schimmel doesn't get in trouble. Remember when I said faggot 8 times last year on an episode? We're good. We're Gucci. We're clean. Teflon titties. Moving right along. Speaking of women supporting women, there is a TikToker named, gun to my head, could not tell you her fucking name, but I've been seeing it a lot. People are talking about it. I think her username is Acquired Style. She's getting married. She's on this bachelorette party, okay? And it's like sponsored by a skincare brand. She's on this big dick private plane with her gal pals. It's branded content, sponsored gift bags. They're on a private jet to St. Bart's, living their best damn life, and the internet is crucifying them. Not the internet, women on the internet, okay? Being like, this is disgusting, like this is like all of the things. You bitches are jealous, okay? Now, if I told all of my girlfriends, I'm trying to like I really insert myself into every single situation. If I called like my closest girlfriends and I was like, bachelorette redo, you know where I went? San Francisco, okay? I got dry humped in Oakland at a Magic Mike, like off-Broadway, like cantina with bars on the windows. And then we like sailed the bay to Alcatraz, and it was really choppy waters and everybody got sick. And we had tacos. We went to like a drag show and we all wore wigs and like went dancing and had martinis at the Starlight Room at like 8 p.m. It was amazing. It was incredible. It really was. We went to Leo's Oyster Bar. Like it was just so fun. So fun. But like, that's what we did. Okay. And we flew Southwest. My cousin Joanna literally stood up. We all had mimosas, got on like an 8 a.m. flight, a Southwest flight. My cousin Joanna stood up, turned around to my group. I think I had like 12 girls there and had just gotten her tits done and lifted her shirt and showed her bare tits to the entire plane. It was like, Jackie's bachelorette. So that's like, that was my Acquired Style version. But everyone is just really coming down hard on her. And if I think like now I was like, girls, we're getting on a private jet to St. Bart's. My friends would be like, no further questions. What time should we be there? Would they be thrilled about like hawking a skincare brand? Definitely not. But most of my friends like aren't really on Instagram. So they would just like be there for the free ride. And honestly, Jello. Okay. Jello. I think it's great. Get it, girl. I don't know if they're being like overtly cringy. It doesn't really matter, okay? It really doesn't matter. I think it's hilarious. Secondly, Secondly, I had a really deep thought that was just on the tip of my tongue. I would like to do an installment of Not All Heroes Wear Capes. 2 women were arrested last week. Okay, this is a feminist platform. And we just don't celebrate the bravery of women enough, okay? There was a woman arrested, I believe in Florida, of course, Orlando, Florida. There you go. Ding, ding, ding. She mailed her ex-boyfriend's mother a 78-page documented summary of his shortcomings with footnotes, okay? 78 pages, spiral-bound document titled A Comprehensive Summary of Your Son's Shortcomings, okay? There was 214 numbered footnotes, a timeline, a glossary, a laminated table of contents. Her name is Meredith Joy Hollenberg. She's 29. She spent 11 weekends compiling this document after a breakup with a color-coded Google Drive folder titled For His Mother, with respect, okay? She sent it by certified mail. God bless. What's her name? What's her fucking name? Meredith. Mare Bear Extraordinaire, okay? So she starts with a timeline that begins in October 2020. Early warning signs, okay? Then there's a pie chart included that says who planned things by category. A bibliography citing 14 text threads and 2 voicemails. I got malls on the brain. Sorry. Need to go to Wetzel's Pretzels. Been thinking about it for fucking weeks. That's just a side note. That's a footnote, if you will. Then she has a glossary with terms such as emotional outsourcing, a photograph of him sleeping through Easter dinner in 2022, and a closing appendix titled Questions I Never Got to Ask You. Okay, her ex, let's name that puppy. Let's name the puppy Gavin. I can't fucking read. By the way, I'm still trying to finish that Secrets book. Secrets of a Marriage, the memoir by Belle Burden or whatever her name was. Is her last name Burden? If so, that's hilarious. How ironic, okay? Everyone's like, finish in a day. Couldn't put it down. It's been 2.5 months. I'm struggling a little bit. Not because I don't love it, just because reading is hard. Cue the rainbow. Hooked on phonics. Gavin Dale Gorman. He's 31 and he's a piece of shit. Okay. We blindly support Meredith Joy in her ventures. I mean, the tenacity, the bravery, it brings a real tear to my eye. I'm not going to lie. Now, there's a second woman who we also need to pay homage to. Let me see if I can find that dumb bitch. Grab your capes, girly girls, fresh out of Knoxville, Tennessee, okay? A woman was arrested after breaking into a TJ Maxx at midnight to hide a throw pillow behind a shelf so that no one else could buy it before payday, okay? We love her for it. Her name is Bristol Denham K. She was charged with breaking and entering, trespassing, and 1 informal count of premeditated pillow possession. LOL. Okay. That's an alliteration if I've ever heard one. She was at the Westtown Mall TJ Maxx at 12:04 a.m. and she found a Ray Dunn single velvet throw pillow so that no one else could find it before Friday. Now, this woman needs a tiara and a sash and a PJ to St. Bart's, okay? Because she could have just stole it. Well, let's talk shop here. Maybe the pillow retails for, I don't know, $29.99, $19.99. She breaks a window and she says, you know what? I'm not going to commit a crime here. I'm just going to stash this redone pillow. Is it Ray Dunn? Redone? Ray Dunn. Redone is a denim line. Try again next time, Jackie. And wait till I can have the financial flexibility to spice up my love seat. And for that, we say, thank you. Honestly, women are just such a superior breed. I mean, I don't love her follow through. I feel like maybe if you're going to break open a window, we just leave with the pillow. But regardless, if there's a GoFundMe that I can contribute to her legal fees, please send it my way because I'd be happy to support the cause because philanthropy is my life. Anyways, I have to go to a farm now. Here's another reason you should worry about me besides the fact that I'm going to a fucking farm. I want to be very clear. This is gross to say, but I've been met with a lot of shock, and I would like to just float it to my audience. I'd like to go on record and say, because I think this is misconstrued, I do not have a nanny currently. It is just me, myself, and I. Granted, is Clyde in school like business hours most days? Yes. And I do have someone here during the weeks, my housekeeper, my Lord and Savior, who is here weekdays so that if I do need to like jaunt off, I have someone to take care of him or watch him or whatever. But I am in the trenches of motherhood. Okay, putting in the work. I almost took him to a Color Me Mine today. Almost. And then I thought, maybe paint around my purse is like not really that's not my journey. But another thing that I was thinking about yesterday, I started looking into flip phones because it's not that I want to be more present or like protect my mental health, because social media like does not affect me like that. I understand that it has long-term effects on people's self-esteem, but not this curly girl. Okay. I'm not going to placate you. I'm not going to lie to you. Not even a little bit, but I don't want to be on my phone, like on a smartphone. When I'm with my son, I just want to have like the bare necessities for like emergencies and text messages. So I am buying a flip phone so that I can have, like my smartphone with all of with all the blue waves and all the blue light and all the like cancer cells. And then I'll have like a sensible flip phone just to make calls so that's not enticing to me or him. Thank you so much. I'm also going to be churning my own butter. Give us 5 stars on iTunes and like, subscribe, share with your friends, and love you so much. Thank you. Have a great week, everybody.